and welcome to another stream. My name is Anna Daviscourt. I'm a children's book illustrator. This is Anthony Sims. He's my best friend and co-host of the stream. Hi, welcome everybody. We are painting today. How's your life going? What's up with you? Tell me everything.
Jake's in the chat. First contact.
First contact. Oh yeah, golly, I was thinking, how am I going to start the stream today? And I thought I should just say first contact.
First contact.
But I failed. I failed so epically. But that'll be our new opener someday.
Really? Okay. Yeah, instead of starting soon, it could be a first contact and an illustration of you and me and UFOs.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
They're animated. They go up and down.
I need to hire Ryan to do a transition where it's like us, but we're aliens, and then it says first contact, and then the transition from the opening screen to us on camera is like a UFO coming by and going and then like swiping across
and then
the
dropping
screen.
us off.
Yeah, and then we're like first contact.
Teleported into our seats.
If only.
I bet he could.
Oh, he definitely could. He's the king of aliens. Come on.
He's the king of aliens.
Yes.
Not of animation and After Effects.
No, it's aliens.
Aliens.
Aliens in space.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could be king of something, wouldn't you want to be king of space? There's so much. There's much
a lot
space.
Of space, yeah.
Jake failed too. No, you're never failing, Jake. You're always winning. It's all good. We changed the rules for you. Let's work on our mouse mail piece again. Everybody want to see the update of where it is? I can't remember exactly how much has changed since the last time you saw it, but here it is.
Either.
Whoa, you just
I was
cut
here
out.
for part 1. You did too, actually.
Oh,
I was going to
no.
say something, but then I glazed over it. I was only here for part 1, so it's changed a lot since I've last seen it.
Yeah, that's true. I forget every time. I'm like, when you're here, I'm like, you've always been here. And then when you're gone, I'm like, I'm alone in the universe. So
He's never been here.
He's never been here. Who? What? Anthony Sims? I have no idea who you speak of.
Do you have a before and after, or part 1, part 2?
I have
Or the
some whips
progress
that I've
ones?
saved out. Here, let me try to find them.
Martha in the chat saying, "Hi, I see your lips moving, but all I hear is my dogs barking. They're excited for the stream."
You know, the dogs are a very important part of the stream, and if you want to see them, I saw there was a post from Martha on the Animal Channel that I have to go check out in detail. I've been departed from some socials for a while, so I'm sorry if I've been really quiet on Discord, but I cannot handle being on social media or anywhere that I can have access to news. So
Just deleting them left and right.
yeah, just like bye. Yes, you recently deleted your Instagram, yes?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Deleted. Well, I had 4 Instagrams, so now it's down to 1.
Okay, well, limiting. Let's talk about these the whips, and then we can talk about social media stuff. So yeah, this is the sketch with our googly-eyed
Oh,
critter.
I forgot about him, the googly-eyed critter.
We'll have to
I
add
love
that back
him.
in.
He's gone.
Yes. And then
he's there. I see him.
Oh, nope, this isn't
Oh,
the right
gone.
thing. What was it? There is.
Who are these guys?
Nope, there's no more whips. Wow, I stopped saving them out, actually. Well, this is the next stage, I guess. Here it is. This is where our picture or our things are at. But honestly, we could like probably go back in time within this file as well, just to see.
I got a good idea.
That was weird.
Where it went.
It showed up in Navigator, but not on the final piece. That was interesting.
Flip.
But anyways, so yes, this is a work in progress that I hope to possibly finish today. I know that's kind of crazy to say.
Ambitious.
I don't want to be too ambitious, but I think we can maybe do
Possible. Do you
If
have a
we start
checklist
thinking.
of what you're thinking needs to
it. Oh,
be
Anthony,
done?
you're thinking like an organized person. would.
Maybe a little bit, but if you're thinking you could finish it within 2 hours, what do you usually do to finish off a piece with 2 hours?
Well, I'm just gonna paint. That's the goal, because I don't
Just
want
feel it out.
to.
It just feels
What I don't
like
want
it
to
is
do
ready.
is, well, yeah, I want to keep it loosey goosey. So my main goal is to keep zooming out and making sure that I'm not getting too in the details about it. Like, oh, I'm doing the finest of details on this roof, and then it's like you're never gonna see it.
It looks like maybe you are a little bit in the weeds already.
But what I wanted to say is we can start chunking out some of the plants that are, just blobs at the moment. And then we will work on stuff like the window that really needs some love, and the walls and stuff like that. And the bird wings, like where are the feathers? What is going on? So things like that are like really glaring at this moment. Let me know what you guys think is the most glaring thing that you would work on first on this piece, and it'll be interesting to see what other people's opinions are of like the most important.
Jake says some stuff, including,
What?
I love it. It's so good to see you both. As far as what's going on with me, I'm taking the next couple days off to enjoy time with visitors. Anthony is very organized. I envy that, but am also too lazy to try harder. And Rim joining the fray.
It's
Hi,
not lazy,
friends. Here
okay?
on mobile as we have storms knocking out our power today. Zap.
Aw,
How goes?
darn. Well, I'm sorry that there are things knocking out your stuff. It goes well. I hope that your power lasts as long as it possibly can. It's unfortunate when the storms do that, but also storms can be pretty cool sometimes. It depends on if it's scary or not. So I hope yours is a non-scary, cool one. So Anthony.
Yes, Anna. This reminds me of the Pierces.
The secret, can you keep it? I was trying to think of like, yes, Jessica, or whatever she called her.
Allison.
Allison.
Yeah. Or Catherine. They're Catherine and
Yes,
Allison.
Catherine. I have a secret, but you can't tell anyone.
I promise.
Do you swear on your life?
I swear on my life.
You swore. Okay, we're just gonna do the whole thing.
I love them so much.
If you haven't heard the Pierces, Got a Secret, or is it Got a Secret?
It's just called Secret.
Un secret para una donna.
They made a remastered version in 2020.
Remastered? What was so unmastered about it?
Maybe that's the wrong word.
Just a redo.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
An updated 2020 version.
Interesting. I gotta check that out.
I think I prefer the original, but it might just be nostalgia.
Yeah, it's hard to know as like a fan. Like, I don't know. I grew up on it. But let's talk about your socials. So you have deleted your Facebook,
Yeah,
many
that was a
different
couple of years ago.
Instagrams.
Yeah, 3 Instagrams. These are not my cats. Gone. Oh boy, a toy. Gone.
Wait,
and my
these are not
personal
my
one.
cats are gone?
Gone. Yeah, they weren't mine.
But they are not your cats. Yeah, but I still enjoy looking at the pictures. But
I think TikTok too.
TikTok too?
TikTok too. The cat one was the first to go.
Wow, you were just decisive. Like, nah, I don't take pictures of these cats anymore. Not for you.
Exactly.
So silly.
Also, it's because I just don't like Meta.
Oh, yeah, the parent company for the things. I understand. But I
only have the one Instagram for business.
Not for pleasure.
Yeah, exactly. No.
The thing is, okay, so I also dislike very, very much Meta. I think that probably every company that owns social medias or any websites that we use, honestly, probably has some seedy characters, and unlikable, people at the top. They're massive conglomerations. I'm assuming that there are probably bad people who are running them.
And my Amazon, I deleted that too. Throw that
yeah.
into the list.
So I don't know at what point to like enact those feelings, because I feel like it's always that way. Like if we could dig into every single thing that we use, there's probably a horrible top to it.
Yeah.
And it's all agree. Disney all the way up now.
I think it's very much like the big bank thing, and a reason that I stopped using Chase and went to On Point Community Credit Union instead, just to break it up and just try what I could do. A drop in the bucket, as they say, but
hey, a drop from each person would be huge.
I just don't see other people doing it, so it's fine. It was my little social justice warrior thing to do.
Well, and if it makes you feel better, I think that's also a huge thing.
Honestly, yeah, there's so many components about socials and how they make you feel badly.
Yes. Which is why I thought you were deleting them for the most part. Was just like they weren't serving you, you know? But
Well,
that's why
I
it's cool
mean,
to
in
talk about.
addition to, I mean, there were so many reasons, right? Like Meta being a bad company that I didn't want to support as much as possible is a big reason. I didn't use them was another big reason. And the comparison bias and the depression and all of that stuff, that many articles have been written about how social media and how much time you spend on it is taking away from the quality of your life more than adding to it,
Hmm.
was all of that just combined into an actionable thing for me to finally press that delete button.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's surprisingly simple to do. There's like a button to download all of your information, and then you press the button to delete your account afterwards. So you don't lose
Two
any of the
buttons, people.
memories. Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit more than that, but easy enough.
You
I
said
mean,
two. I'm keeping you to it.
there are two buttons. There might be a few more clicks involved. But yeah, plenty of reasons to get off social media for myself, and I'm sure plenty of other people who are thinking about taking the plunge, do
Yeah.
it. And also take the plunge and start your bank at a community credit union near you.
Just every single plunge you could possibly take. Which
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, if you make a goal of like, okay, I'm going to do this week or whatever, it's not that much of a task. And it's also, I think the thing that is a little bit interesting to me for each individual person is what do you do with that time and how does it feel rather than just like the oh I did the thing. It's like what are the aftermaths? Are you noticing anything about how your brain like looks for it, or is it just like nah, never even cared?
Yeah, definitely. Your brain, well, mine did at least look for it. Like the habitual pick up your phone, check for messages, um, which I still kind of do in a way, but it's more like looking for emails and texts
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes like Discord notification stuff. But
So you're saying
since
we
I
need
wasn't
to
as
all message you
active
on
on
Discord?
Instagram, no, don't message me at all. I don't want to be on my phone.
Yes, go on.
um, since I hadn't been using Instagram really anyway,
Mm-hmm.
it was like a slow taper off of I wasn't getting notifications easy anyway, so it was easier to just delete because no one was interacting with me on there.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge part of your life or social structure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Um, and for Amazon, I also suggest if there are alternatives to buying whatever you're buying on Amazon, do that if you
Yeah.
can. But I get that Amazon's like a great resource for people.
Well, this is,
So,
it's kind of like, at least in my mind, kind of akin to looking for ways to eliminate plastic in your life or like waste that isn't recyclable. Um,
which
there are
is why I
things
signed
that,
up for Ridwell,
hey, Ridwell. Ridwell's
which
awesome.
I think is just Pacific Northwest right now. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's other stuff throughout the country like it, probably, but yeah,
But if you're in
minimize
the
your
Pacific
footprint.
Northwest, it is a company that takes away a lot of things that
Hard to
are hard to
recycle.
recycle.
Yeah,
Exactly.
stuff.
In an
Um,
easy way. And it's
when I went
basically
over
like
to Aaron's for Inzi's birthday party,
mm-hmm.
I think I told you I had all that styrofoam just jam packed in
Yes,
my
you're
car
like the whole
because
back of my car is styrofoam.
you know where we took your senior pictures by that
Yes,
abandoned train.
totally.
That's the like right down the street from there is a place that you could just bring styrofoam to for free and just shove it in a giant
Oh my
dumpster.
gosh, I'm going. Yes. We always save our styrofoam, and I feel like we have probably
A car full worth?
not a
I couldn't
car
fit it all.
full.
I still have
There's something here.
another box in the garage.
I think there's like a box full, like a big, you know, how James used to keep his boxes for like his Cintiq and stuff so that he could
Right,
pack them
yeah.
up and move them in the same contraption. I think that's just full of the styrofoam.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, next time you go to Aaron's, it's literally like, I don't know, 6-minute drive from her place.
I love that. That's great. Yeah, we found a recycling place for certain things. I think there was technology and batteries and printer cartridges. They also require like a special thing. Those troublesome things are underneath our sink. Oh, Teflon pans. We got rid of our Teflon pans and got greenware. If you guys have ever heard of this, Teflon is like super toxic, especially if it's like released
Scuffed.
old.
Yeah, if you scuff
Yeah,
the pan,
anything.
then it just seeps out of that little crevice.
So, once we learned that, we were like, well, let's not imbibe poison. Our pans were pretty old. And so we were like, all right, what do we replace it with? And we did a bunch of research, and greenware was what we decided on. There are several different brands, but I would highly recommend, if you guys are in that same boat, anybody out there, please protect yourself. It is bad.
What is happening in the top left-hand corner of your Photoshop? Looks like it's every time you
It
paint
glitches
or
sometimes.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why, but it does it sometimes. It just decides. Today I'm gonna be glitchy.
Was it?
I mean, don't we all feel that sometimes? Just like, oh.
Yeah. Jake might be feeling it, saying, "I've got to head out early, but I want to watch this later for life advice."
Aww. Jake, we love y'all.
We love y'all. Y'all love Jake.
I hope you have a really great day, and also thanks for stopping by. We always appreciate it.
Thanks for stopping by.
But
There's a new Kurzgesagt video out today. If you want to watch that, Jake. If you haven't already.
Everybody go watch the Kurzgesagt.
It offers some life advice as well. It's talking about the expansion of people.
People? Is that what they're called? People?
Yeah. Well, they steered away from the term human because they were looking into the very, very far future if humans colonize other solar systems and how there might be evolved forms of what once was a human but is now something else, so considering them just people.
Interesting. Okay. Never knew.
And we never will. We're just a blip in this cosmic timeline.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I also think about, like, it's hard to conceptualize how far out in the future there are going to be generations. And I always think, like, this is dark, but, the, like, how long are we going to last? Climate change has put that all on our minds. And I always think, like, oh, yeah, like, my nieces are probably going to experience the end. And, like, what if they don't? What if there is a longer period of time? What if there's, like, much longer? Can you imagine?
That is 100% what this Kurzgesagt video is about.
That's amazing.
Talking about in the past of how the ancient Mayans in this culture all thought they were living in the end times, and it turns out none of them really were. But what if we are at a critical turning point right now? But then again, maybe we're not. And then it just goes down these different branches of here's what could happen, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I love it when they go blah, blah.
I know, yeah. That I can understand.
I love it. All these relevant videos keep popping up. Like, Zay Frank just did a video on beavers. And I was like, oh my gosh, we have a beaver. And we're endlessly fascinated by them now that we live next to one, so it's good.
It's called The Last Human, A Glimpse into the Far Future.
The Last Human. Then joke's on them. Last human's already been born. Oh no!
What did they say? Like 200 babies are born a minute or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think they said by the year... Well, I'd have to rewatch it, but something along the lines of 2100 was going to be when human population started plateauing.
2100.
Yeah.
So it's 2022. Plateauing. Interesting. Okay, sorry, I'm just like very slowly kind of processing what you said.
Yeah. Watch the video. I don't know if anything that I'm saying is super accurate.
Of course, anytime.
Other than they said that it was going to start plateauing, but I don't remember when.
Cool. Alright, so some of the grass is on here.
Beep. I'm going to try to...
Beep boop. But thank you for the information. I think that's fascinating. And
It's super fascinating. All of Kurzgesagt's videos, really.
that's what I
Check
was
it
gonna
out.
say. Is like Kurzgesagt is always a good one to call out. Although
And they
it's difficult
just
to say.
at the end of the video, they said that they were in the process of being able to release their videos in like 5 new languages. That's cool.
Dang, get it.
Because
Are
the
they
main
one
3
that's
that
on
they're
Nebula?
doing right now are English, German, and Spanish, but now they're doing a bunch of other ones. I don't know if they're on Nebula.
That's
As far as
awesome.
I know, it's just YouTube stuff. But
Well, they should be. I feel like the educational programs are perfect for it.
oh yeah, for sure.
Good job hydrating.
Hydro flask.
Hydro flask. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we went to my niece's birthday party over the weekend. She turned 2, and it was adorable. Oh, my gosh. I love those kids so much. We all sang happy birthday to Enzi, and she screamed at the top of her lungs and smacked the cupcake down to the ground.
Yeah.
It was just like, no. We think she was just very overwhelmed, and we gave her plenty of space afterward, and she did calm down really, really quickly. It was just one of those funny, like, what just happened moments.
It was funny. I laughed the whole time.
There were, well, I got a great video of that time, and then Erin, my sister, had a video of the previous night when they had sang happy birthday to her, because it was like the day after. Dark Hours coming in with a hot first contact. First contact. Hello. Should they call the Kurzgesagt video Last Contact? Chime off.
No, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
It ends on a positive note, not a pessimistic one.
Well, it's
Well, maybe it
the
does
last
actually.
person.
It does say, like, at some point in the future, the last person will be born.
Yeah, it's eventual. It's just like any human life. It's gonna end. That's why you do what you can now, baby. It's not necessarily that it has to be depressing. Just enjoy it as much as you can.
I mean, it's a little depressing.
It depends on how you choose to see it.
I choose to see it both ways, optimistically and a little bit pessimistically. It's sad to know that things just won't exist anymore. But it's also, like you say, enjoy it while you've got it. And that's why you enjoy it while you got it, because you know it's effervescent.
Effervescent. What a good word.
Thanks.
But yeah, the if I am the last Joanna Animan to ever be born, I wonder, says Joe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Do you want to pass on your name to another Joanna? Joanna, make way, make way. I can't stop. Sorry. But yeah, the idea of not passing stuff on, like, it's interesting to think about the future, especially right now, because I always think, like, I don't know, I'm not necessarily like a pessimist, but I also feel like having children at this point in time is like a radical moment of hope. To be like, yes, you will live on and you will thrive, and I will give you everything I possibly can to just have a great life. And I think that's a wonderful thing. And I like looking forward to, that thought of like, oh, they're gonna go forward and have great experiences. I really hope they get to travel all over the place and like learn a ton of stuff and find what they're passionate about. Ugh, it's good. Human life can be so great.
Dark Hour says, my name, I don't mind if it dies with me, but I would like to leave some or a smidgen of a legacy through my acts and work.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a lot of what actually drives artists, is the feeling of like, I want to leave something. I want to have said my piece and have it exist. So what do you guys dream of leaving behind? Any grand works that you can imagine? Or something small?
I guess something small more than anything grand. Leave behind? I don't know. I don't really care about leaving something behind.
Well, it depends on what you're thinking of, because like leaving something behind is like what, a treasure chest? But I think of it like, how do you want people to remember you in a lot of ways? Like, I want the thing with my nieces and nephew. I feel like I want them to remember me as an active part of their life. That's really the goal there, is just to be like, I was around. And maybe you liked me, but like, I don't want it to be just like, oh yeah, I have an aunt somewhere, she's somebody, and I'm like, no, I want to be a person that you know and can
Right.
go
Well,
to.
of course that. But I thought you were talking in regards to being an artist. What do you want to leave behind for a bigger audience? Not necessarily my family loved me. Because,
Okay,
yeah,
I
that's the
get
small
where
thing I
you
was thinking
interpreted
of
it that way. What
leaving
I was
behind.
thinking was, there are many forms that that can take, wanting to be remembered in some way. So like, yes, leaving something behind, but like, of course, I think the most important thing is going to be your relationships. But in terms of like a thing you create, I definitely, that is one of the driving forces of being a children's book person. Like, I don't want to just illustrate, I want to be an author so that I can have a full story that feels like it's me putting my hands on something and saying, this is what I'm leaving for you. No pressure, of course. But just saying, like, I would love to just feel like, you know, on my deathbed, I'm just thinking, like, what did I make? And I have a book in my hands, and I'm like, this. Sweet. And hopefully it's many books. Maybe it's more than my old feeble hands can carry. That's my hope. But who knows? But I don't think it necessarily has to be some kind of grand thing that you make. I think it can be literally anything you make. Just like, at this very moment, I could be struck down by a meteorite. Right? Technically, meteorite is when it lands. And my mom would have so many of my childhood drawings and would just be like, I'm going to forever keep these and remember Anna whenever I look at them. And, you know, you guys, obviously, like anybody who has any of my artwork digitally or physically or whatever, you would be like, yeah, she made this. And to me, that's like, cool. I did something. I put something out there. Hopefully you enjoy it. That's all I ask.
Dark Hour says, if I could inspire just one person to make silly crafts, then I have done my job.
You've inspired me to make silly crafts, so you're done. You're done here on this mortal coil. So, what do you want to do now?
Dark Hours also says, funnily enough, my partner and I just started watching One Piece.
Ooh.
And then goes on to say, oh yeah, I want to be the cool aunt, chaotic good art teacher vibes. And then says, hey Anna, if you have any super short stories, I will make them into A4 zines with you.
A4 zines. A4 is the format, right? For like page size. I don't know. That's the thing, is like, I'm in a very in between state with writing where I feel like I am trying to make myself a children's book writer, but not as actively as I wish. You know, it's hard getting into
Kurzgesagt has a new journal for forming habits. Maybe you should look into it.
That was not the one you have, right? It's the other one?
No.
New?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will definitely have to find my own way through this, though. That's the thing I know about myself now, is like, whatever I need to do is going to be from my end, basically. It's just the way my brain's working right now. And with writing, I feel like there's a lot to learn from other people, but almost everything that I've heard so far from other writers and like taking, you know, looking at the master classes and stuff. I just knocked over the luggage underneath my desk. Sorry. What I always hear about that is you have to like find your reason for writing. You have to like look deep inside and find your stories. Stuff like that. So it's a lot of self-reflection, and I'm not always in the mental space to do that. So that's where I'm at right now, is trying to give myself enough of a break to get to a place where I can mentally deal with it.
Darkover says, AKA, a single sheet of A4 paper makes the zine when you fold and cut it. And then goes on to say, oh yeah,
Oh.
you will only do the thing if you want to do it and how you want to do it. My brain is the same. I completely get it. It also doesn't have to be deep and meaningful.
Yes. I am actively trying to write absurd comedy and see how that goes as well. But it's all hard. There's no easy writing. It does though. It makes me like remember the olden days of creating artwork that was like middle school artwork where you just doodle and you weren't thinking about it, and it I don't know, there was a period of my life at least where I felt like it was much more free flowing because there was literally non-existent pressure for it. It was just me making it. And especially with writing, I'm always trying to get to that kind of mental space because I'm not gonna be good at it. It's gonna be crap, and I'm trying to make myself in middle school again mentally to just be like, no one expects anything. Just make something.
Dark
It's
Hour
very
says, you
difficult
also
to
don't
do.
have to make anything new. Pick up a story you wrote in kindergarten and illustrate it.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any stories from kindergarten, honestly. I took some creative writing classes, but they were long, more recent. I was old. Feel like maybe drawing when I was a kid took over the writing portion. I really want to travel.
I
feel
think, yeah, a lot of people are feeling that.
well, not just that, but I'm saying like that departed from, pandemic and all that is the thing that makes you such a better creator in general. But especially with writing, I feel like you can't create spaces you haven't been in. Go do stuff. Go be a person and like learn and all that stuff. And I just feel like that's a huge hindrance in my life is not having experienced the wide world very much.
Dark Hour says, or flip side, don't make it for the masses, but the kid you were in kindergarten or young person school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about what the little goof would want to / like.
Some people say they remember their childhood like it was yesterday. I remember Neil Gaiman's masterclass. He was saying that, like, I'm still that kid. And I'm like, I don't remember a lot of it.
Dark Hour says, okay, new mission. Share more photos of my travels in the Discord.
Yes! Oh my gosh, yes. Please, please, please. I always love travel photos.
Does that inspire you enough to write?
No. I want to go.
Yeah.
But I love seeing travel photos and getting ideas of where I want to go. But honestly,
Dark Hours
I don't know the answer to your question. You're saying, does that inspire you enough? And I'm like, I don't know. I say no because I don't feel it in this moment, but like, I don't know what's going to make me write.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know if sometime in the future I'll want to leave some sort of lasting impression behind.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Hour says, I know I am being a hypocrite because I just said only you can do the things in your way if you want to. But I am a chronic helper. If you want a writing buddy, I know a couple of people, including myself, who have books in them they should make.
I appreciate that. I think just thinking about it makes me exhausted at this point, if I'm being honest. So I don't know if I'll be in the space to like accept help or talk about things anytime soon. I'm exhausted. But again, that's just at this moment. So who knows? Maybe tomorrow I'll wake up and be like, I need to write. Joe.
Oh, you do that sometimes.
I do. It's true.
Dark Hour says, then we shall banish these thoughts for now. Begone, thoughts!
Silly.
You working on making the leaves all crisp and good?
I'm working. That's all I know. Crisp and good is like, that's up to you, man. I do love coloring them, though, I have to say. Okay, so zooming out once again. What is on this layer? Okay. So I should work on some of the edges of things. I feel like we've got some good silhouetting going on in the upper left, and I really like how these round leaves have turned out so far. There is opportunity on them for like more detail work, but again, we're gonna hold off on that until we get the bigger pieces together. So I think this bottom area needs a little zhuzhing of the silhouette, and then up here still needs a little bit. And then these guys could probably use some little help. So I have to find the... Okay, so this layer has the weeds on the top. Go round and round. And then I want to find the layer that has... Yeah, there it is. The little grass at the top. Beep. Just gonna zhuzh this. Especially with grass, I don't want it to ever become too uniform, so I'm trying to create gaps and spaces that are irregular so that it just feels organic and wild. And we can also kind of create some direction by using the shapes. The silhouette's like really important for a lot of the shape reads, so if we want to use it to direct the eye at all, we can. Right now it's kind of a bursting out. Oh, by the way, I added a potential background color back here. I was thinking just for opportunities, like it could be totally a spot where it's like floating on white. But then I also like the feeling of it being a little bit more completed with the color. What do you think, Anthony?
I prefer the white if it was between the two.
Okay. Okay. I think that's good. I'm trying not to get too clean with my edges of everything. I want it to be a little wild and definitely textural. Which, I mean, look at the texture. Come on!
What brush are you using?
Currently, I am using the texture blocker. This is from Shauna's packs. And before this, I believe I was using a rake grit brush in Fresco, because I've been bouncing around in programs, so it's all over the place, basically. So Joe, what have you been up to? Tell me everything. Have you been having a great day so far? And also, do you have... I know you have dreams of like what you would want to leave behind, but is there one at the forefront of your mind? Are you feeling a certain thing right now? Beep. Is this... Yeah, okay, this is all on this layer. It's... I don't know, I'm super messy with my layers on this one, so I do need to clean them up at some point. Maybe right now, because I am not finding... Okay, this is the one. Why did I put that one together? That's weird. What if we just collapse these three? Come on, shift button. Collapse. Boom. Much better. You know, at a certain point I just start collapsing everything down and painting on one layer, so it's
like
coming.
dominoes.
I can feel it. Those girls fall like dominoes.
Dark Hour says, I woke up just about an hour ago. Right now, I actually want to show up most for current me, actually do my craft justice and sharing it with the world.
Love that. Very, very much. I think sharing is such a wonderful and horrible thing at the same time. Because, like we were talking about with social media, it's possible poison, but then, you know, you want to share. So it's like a love and a hate.
Sure is, yeah. You could want to share it, but try to stay away from the trap of why isn't this getting likes? How come I don't have as many followers as blah 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 blah?
Definitely.
That's a bad headspace to be in, and too often is the case for so many people. Dark Hours goes on to say, I was getting a little caught up not wanting to be a content creator, so I just was not doing or sharing anything. But I had a great conversation yesterday. Now I don't give a hoot about social media, which I think might be the key to me actually using it.
Wait, what? Can you have
Love
that
that.
conversation with us?
Yeah, where was this
I wanna know
conversation?
this.
Was it recorded somewhere?
Oh, that's awesome.
Give us the bullet points.
I feel like I've heard a lot of talks about social media and trying to depart it from the feeling of payoff. Like, you know, looking for those numbers to give you some kind of feeling like you're doing the right thing. And I feel like in the moment I get a little excited and I kind of like I can jive with that, like, yeah, it's true, it doesn't matter, blah blah blah. And then like later it creeps back in where it's like it you almost need to re-up that feeling every once in a while or something. I don't have a solution or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, for me it's an ebb and a flow of feelings.
Yeah. I don't know how deep this goes, but I know on Instagram they did create a feature where you could turn off the number of likes a thing gets, and it says liked by blah 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 and others instead of a direct number.
Nice.
But I don't know if that is also what it's showing you or what it's just showing the public.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. Dark Hour says, basically, only you can define what content creator means to you. If that means never really being in front of the camera, that's valid. If it means sharing every single detail, that's valid too.
See, I feel torn because I feel like there are times when I'm like, oh yeah, I want to be on camera. I want to talk to people because it's like one of the most direct ways that we can get to know each other and just be like, yeah, I don't know, like freewheeling and feel like it's a fun thing rather than like posting to social media. Oh, God. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my social media has been completely inactive for like months because I hate it. I just like I don't like posting. And it's like almost the opposite of what we were talking about where it's like, oh, I care about the numbers. I'm like, I don't care about the numbers, but I do over time feel this like, oh, I haven't posted in months. And it's not like a good or bad feeling. It's just more of like is that a problem? Is that a me thing? Is that something I should be doing? Probably. Well, like everybody seems to be like, oh, I get work through social media, or this is how I sell stuff. Like, oh yeah, I'd love for the, you know, more people to see the streams and for more people to be on my Patreon and stuff like that. Well, how do you do that? Usually through social media. So I know it would help me, but it's just one of those mental blocks that I'm like, if it's like actually painful to post, why would I do it? But anyways, that's just my unique problem. Probably I don't think that everybody has like an actual aversion to it quite the same way, but I don't know, maybe they do.
Dark Hours goes on to say, the only thing that is important is consistency, but if you create a backlog for a couple of weeks or so, then that doesn't really matter either. Making, creating, and sharing work on your terms. Make creating and sharing work on your terms. The thing is, you can do all the versions. You aren't tied down to one way. Really, my social media has been inactive for over 2 years. However, that energy has moved into my work, Discord, and living. So it's just been a shift. And so it's about figuring out what you care about, what you can tolerate, and who might be able to help you get there slash keep it up.
Yeah. I'm at the stage of like, what can you tolerate? Anthony has made it abundantly clear that he'd like to help me, which is like amazing. But I also feel like I have to figure out what to ask for a lot of it. How does or how should it work for me? Like, what is my optimal way of working? Because I don't know. There's no, like, a lot of this does not have a roadmap of any kind. And even if it did, it's probably not the right roadmap for me. So all I know is it's not working right now.
Dark Hours goes on to say, and that is so okay to be in the tolerate stage. Let's step back from the perfectionism for a minute.
Step back from the perfectionism. Well, that's the thing is, like, I am totally fine with having not posted. Again, it doesn't make me feel bad. It's much more of a, like, how can I get to a place where it's good for me and it also is, like, what's helping me grow? If there was a different way to grow, I think that's all. I'm also open to that. I don't know of other ways to grow.
Dark Hours says, make a list if you need to of all the things you feel that you need to do. And Bliss is joining the chat.
Hey Bliss,
hey y'all.
what's up?
Then Dark Hours goes on to say about the list, then show that list to Anthony and he can pick one thing to start with.
A list of if you all the things you feel you need to do. If I feel I need to do. I should probably save thinking about this for after stream because I will get totally distracted. But yeah, I guess that's the thing. Like I've been on and off thinking about is like how to post, how to get the posts out in a way that's not going to like kill me. And I think that I really want to be able to I want to be able to do it myself. That's like the ultimate goal. But then Anthony, you've volunteered to like post for me. And that's something that like it would be like a temporary stopgap in my mind.
Honestly, yeah, because I'm not always available.
Of course. Well, that's another thing is like Anthony's volunteered for some stuff, but I'm not going to make him an invaluable part because I can't hire him. You know, like if I could hire you, that would be a different thing. And then we could actually like rely on that kind of thing. But yeah, it's
well, I don't mind helping in my free time when I do have free time, but when projects come up, I mean, that's when you're gonna just have to do it on your own.
That's exactly what I'm saying, Anthony. I'm saying that I can't rely on you in a way that's like I'm always going to have you because I don't have you. You know?
No,
like,
yeah, no, I get that. I'm just adding on to that. Like, you can rely on me right now when I have this free time. It's just finding what on that list you want to actually engage and start on while I do have free time. And then maybe that's just the bouncing or the jumping off point for you to make it consistent or whatever you're trying to do with whatever you're trying to do.
Well, what I'm trying to do right now is avoid integrating you so that I can do it on my own. But honestly, it's not like something I'm actively trying to do.
Right. I just know in the past we've talked about how you didn't know where to start and having someone help you was a good place to be, like the website, for instance.
Yeah.
So if that's where you're at, it feels like kind of a rock and a hard place of you don't want to ask for help, but you also need the help.
Well, the thing I need the help with is how to find help, or not find it, but how to implement it, I guess. Because sometimes you'll ask me like, oh, what can I do to help? And I'm like, you can find what you can do to help.
That does not
like,
help.
Well, it's kind of like, okay, here's an analogy maybe. You know how try to put aside the feelings of how you feel about me in the kitchen because you know I'm bossy and you don't like it. The thing that happens sometimes is somebody comes into the kitchen while I'm cooking a meal and they ask, "How do I help?" And I want them to be able to read my mind or to have me not have to think about it and just do whatever it is. Do you know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
I mean, yeah, that would be awesome. That's not
Yes.
real.
Anthony, do you
What?
think I don't know that? Do you think I'm
No,
like living
obviously
in a
you
world
know that,
where, like,
but if that's what's holding you back, then
yeah,
it's like, what's the step to get past that and onto the thing that actually could help?
that's exactly it. Is like it's trying to find a solution for trying to find a solution. It's a loop. It's a thing that never works.
No, it does work. You just need to find how it works for you.
Yeah,
But
but
I
finding
don't
how it
know.
works for you is exactly the problem. Like,
It
it's
is.
like
I don't
saying,
know how to
I
help
don't
you
know,
there, but
do
I
the
know how to
thing.
help you in the
Well,
other
what
ways.
was it? It was Dark Hours is screaming at us. Oh my gosh. It's just it's a chat for off stream. It's fine. It's fine. It's hard to think sometimes and it's hard to ask for
Yeah.
help in the right way. But that's fine. I'm not struggling necessarily. It's more of a hard topic to talk through than to live through. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's both, honestly.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I just don't think that I'm making the progress that I want to make because sometimes I'm held back by things like that, like not knowing exactly how to start or how to ask for the right kind of help that will get me where I want to go. But it's not like I'm stressed about it. It's just a part of living. Beep. Dark Hour says it's brain goo. I know. So the only thing you gotta do is hop on Discord and talk with me anytime. Yes, I think that we could definitely have a little talk sesh. But again, I just want to reiterate that it's not like a problem. It's just hard to talk through. Beep, beep, beep. Dark Hours is very wise and says it doesn't have to be a big, massive, scary, ginormous problem. I like how many words you put in that. Just the fact that it's on your mind, that you're trying to work through it, that's enough. I agree. You're ever so wise. Anyways, enough about me. You got any mind problems that you want to try to work through, Anthony?
Nope.
Hell no. Well, at least I'm very much loving how this piece is coming together. That is one thing to hold on to. Beep, beep, beep. Dark Hour says, yes, this piece is looking absolutely gorgeous. Thank you. It's been really fun to work on. I feel like at the beginning it was a little clunky to get to this point, but now that we're here, I feel like I'm really enjoying it. Which is nice because, as you guys probably know, I've been trying to get to a place that's like a little bit different than my usual artwork. I want to keep exploring and try to find a new kind of venue for myself. And one of those steps, actually, Anthony, we looked through a lot of Dream Portfolio works and tried to gather some beautiful, beautiful reference, which one of those pieces was actually the inspiration for this one. And a lot of that inspiration is still coming through in the tiling work here on the roof. It's these long tiles, which I love that style of. Also, this kind of forced perspective. It reminds me a little bit of Shauna Lynn's work and Cody Bear's, where they're like pro at pushing perspective to make it like flattened and kind of skewed, but in a way that totally works. And I love that. So I want to practice that some more. I also want to get back into acrylic painting, or the acrylic gouaches that we used not too long ago in a stream. I want to use them more because I feel like those felt so good. Like they were just palpably juicy and fun to work with. And I want more of that right now. I feel like digital is wonderful, but my brain is definitely craving a lot of traditional work as of late. Just color selecting from those weeds down below, putting some of them in here. So Anthony, where's our next hike gonna be?
We could do Wapato again.
That would be great. I was talking with Mom about bringing the kids somewhere, and Wapato is actually like a doable hike for them. I think the Silverton one would be like just them crying for hours. A little too intense. I still remember there was this hike that we went on when I was very, very young, and it was my mom had some of like my aunts and uncles around during that hike, and she carried me almost the entire way. I would just stop walking and just refuse to move. So she was like, I guess I have to carry you. And I remember them being like, don't carry her. It'll just teach her not to like do the work. And now I'm thinking, oh, I'm so sorry, Mom. Darn it. Just wasn't as into hiking back then. Maybe some blue. Oh, yeah. Like periwinkle. That's what I'd call this color. There was this one art project that we had in elementary school that was tapestries that they hung from the cafeteria. It was like a really big vaulted ceiling, and so we basically just had these big rectangles of fabric, and then we would cut out other fabric in different shapes and then like sew them on. And I remember our theme was underwater, and I was tasked with designing a turtle. And I remember choosing that it was going to be a side view, and I did one like this. And I was so proud of that turtle. And it was it was like a random, what color is it going to be, out of like a big jar, and it was periwinkle. And I will never forget the color periwinkle because I felt like that was my turtle color. Periwinkle.
That's cute.
It was very cute. I loved that project.
It's 4 o'clock. Time for monkey paws.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
And Alessandra's also asking how our weekends were, if you want to talk about that during monkey paws.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah, ooh, ah, ah. All right, here's the piece so far. It's coming together. It's coming together. Save. Everybody save your work. And then let's do some monkey paws. So if you are new here, this is a hand stretch that we do to prevent carpal tunnel and arthritis. And I would invite you to join along. I just hand farted. A little bit, yeah?
Kind of sounds like an Animal Crossing character.
Which one? Gassy?
All of them.
What? If you want to join along, I'm going to give you instructions. So first what we do is we put our hands out in front of ourselves, arms straight, and then fingers to the sky, palms away, curl them into what we call a monkey paw. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Great job. And then we put our fingers down, fingers to the ground, palms towards ourselves, curl them in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Good job. Then we flip our palms out, fingers to the ground, and then curl them in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Great job. And then final pose, we put our fingers to the sky, palms towards ourselves, and then curl them in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
Mine
It's
blended
like Mario.
yeah. Wah!
Tony's dying.
Yeah. Then we repeat these poses, holding for about a second each, around 10 times, so that we can get a nice stretch in our wrists. And if you feel any pain whatsoever, just stop immediately, ice your arm, and rest. And this is an opportunity to take care of yourself in any way that you see fit. So if you want to drink some water or close your eyes to give them a rest from the screens or anything like that, then please do that. Take care of yourself. It's just a little break period. Oh yeah, and our weekends. So we had the second birthday for my niece. She is 2. And then after that, we had James's, on his side, Aunt Sue and Uncle John come over. That was wonderful. They were here for a wedding. And so we got to see them briefly. And then I dropped off some potato salad for my mom. Like, what a great weekend. It was really fun, actually. Anthony got to come to Enzie's birthday party, and it was a blast. The kids got so sunburned from that.
Did they really?
Yeah, Arlo's shoulders are just red. Ugh, poor girl. They put on sunscreen. It was just in the 90s this weekend. It was really intense. Oh, I didn't even talk about our portable AC. Oh my gosh, it saved our lives. It was so, so, so nice to have some air conditioning during those 90-degree days. Or 90 plus. It was like 95, right? Was that the highest? 97?
90. I think one of mine said that it was 100 degrees. I don't.
Whoa.
It just gets hotter in some pockets, but especially in your apartment on the 3rd floor, it is sweltering in there.
Heat
Luckily for
rises.
us, we've got the basement that's fully, like, what would you call it? Fully constructed. It's like
It's insulated from
a
the heat.
finished basement, so
Yeah.
it's so much cooler down here. We didn't have to turn on any ACs. Aiden has an AC in their room, and
Nice.
Ashley also has an AC, but nobody had to turn them on. We just went to the basement when we had to escape the heat.
Too hot, must go down.
And you could feel it. I think it's like the 5th step
Yeah,
from the basement
just
stairs. You're like, this is where the heat starts.
that's amazing. I love it. Well, lucky you living down there. Gently
But yeah,
shake out your
it's
hands. Loosen them up.
definitely one of those things where you're like, open up all the windows at night and then close them when you get up in the morning at like
Immediately.
7 a.m.
Yes.
because it's already 70 degrees at that point.
Exactly.
But today's much better. It's only 70 out
I
today.
know, it changed so dramatically overnight that I had the fan in the
30-degree
window.
drop. Crazy.
And then this morning I was like, it's freezing.
It's so cold. Yeah, it's cloudy.
So I'm going to roll shoulders and then do some neck stretches. So put your ear as high as you can on one side. Yeah, the trying to make it without AC or like doing so successfully, that is the dream. But having one now, I feel like what a luxury. To not just sweat my brains out all day.
Mm-hmm.
And this summer might be a pretty harsh one, so it's a good time to have it.
Why is it going to be a pretty harsh one?
That's just what I keep hearing. It's like, oh, it's going to be really hot.
Oh, it's going to be cooler this summer, I think.
Wishful thinking.
Well, it rained all the way into June. Something about that. I feel like the ground's just going to retain some of that moisture and help.
I hope so. That would be great.
Help
Yeah,
somehow.
some
Or at least with
snowpacks on
forest
the mountain.
fires or something. I don't know.
Definitely. I am not looking forward to 4th of July for that. I see all these fireworks stands and I'm like, you know how dry that grass is? Do you see how much it's browned?
I don't even know how they could sell them. Wasn't there something that went into effect, like no fireworks at any level in any of Oregon or Washington? So how are they selling
that would be
them?
Great, but there are 5 million stands, so
I know, it's weird to me. I don't understand.
I think we should just move the holiday to a month where things are less likely to catch on fire. If people really
Yeah,
boom,
there needs to
boom.
be more
Wow.
holidays in December because those months are so dreary. There's not a lot to look forward to.
Oh, we got food and presents, and then after that, what?
Yeah. It could be
Please,
like
why?
the 4th of July could be celebrated in the winter months, like how some holidays are on a weekend and then it's observed on the weekday, like the Monday or the Friday.
Exactly. I'm down
Just
for
to
that.
observe it in a whole different month.
I think after the entire coast of the U.S. was on fire, we should definitely make some changes to like make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, but we won't. Fahid on YouTube is saying hi. Let me know if I pronounced your name correctly.
Who? What? Huh?
On YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Hello. Hi, Anna. Hello. Welcome to the stream. You are very much appreciated. Sorry we don't check YouTube quite as often. We're usually talking over on Behance, but we will check at some point. So feel free to chat it up.
It's up. You could say stuff. I got you.
Okay. When I'm alone, I never check it. Sorry.
No.
But Anthony's awesome. So, yay, Anthony. All right,
I've
now
got
we're
that
done with
double
our monkey
monitor
pause.
lifestyle.
Oh, it's so good. All right, so now that we're done, we're going to go back to our painting, but just remember to take care of yourself.
Wink. Don't do it. What's
No.
the wink?
The wink is my human way of saying, I trust you to take care of yourself. Wink.
Human way? That makes me
Human.
think maybe not
Spicy.
human.
Good instinct. Good instinct. I just listened to a podcast about AI and their thoughts on it because the two people who were talking were they had just played Detroit
Robots.
Become Human.
Yeah.
And so they had a lot to chat about. And it was interesting. Oh, there's also, did you hear about this? There was a Google thing where someone at Google who was hired to test an AI said, yes, this is sentient. Sentient.
The third one.
Thanks. Did you hear about that at all?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
And then they were let go.
And then they were let go. Yeah, because they
knew too much.
It wasn't that. It was, hey, Anthony Jackson. Yes, sentient. I know how to talk. So it was
Wink.
because they had
Human.
leaked information about it to the press, and
Ew,
that's
gross.
why they were let go. You don't like leaking?
Ew, sick.
Disgusting. No, it was an interesting case where they were like, sound the alarms, it's sentient and we need to protect it and all that stuff. So the question is this actually sentient? I can't talk.
What are you looking at? Is something beeping?
There was a car that went honk,
Oh,
and I wondered if you guys heard it. So I looked at it to be like, calm down.
did it work?
I guess. I mean, it's not honking
So-
now, is it?
Did it pass? Is it the Turing test or
The Turing test is
Turing?
if there was a conversation and it was like a blind study of saying you're talking to something. Maybe it's a machine, maybe it's a human, and then you decide, oh, it's human. And if it does that successfully for like many people, then you pass the Turing test. I don't know if it's technically been passed or if any of the criteria has changed over time. But yeah, that's the basic premise of it. After, I believe his name was Alan Turing.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Anthony Jackson says, ew, leaked information is always the worst.
It's leaking. Why? But yeah, it's just, I mean, I guess I understand why Google would fire him, but it's an interesting case, at least from what I've heard of it. I listened to 2 videos on it, actually. So one was the podcast with Simply Nailogical, a nail YouTube channel that now has a podcast talking about artificial intelligence. Yes, sure. And then the other one was Kyle Hill on YouTube, who did he's much more like a scientific YouTuber. And he was
The one with the weird robot wife?
yeah, weird robot wife. Yes. And like Thor, he looks like Thor. And so, yeah, he did a whole live stream on it, just answering people's questions about it. And
What were some people's questions?
do you think it really is sentient? And we'll keep on saying senshi. Senshi! Isn't that a Sailor Moon thing? Sailor senshi?
Yeah.
Somewhere it belongs. Okay, so one of the things about it was there were quotes from the conversation that kind of give more context to this. I don't have the quotes typed out in my head, so like if you want to learn more about it, I just told you where I found the information. You can also look up the actual transcript of the conversation. So I believe it's called LACMA is the like technical AI or whatever. So it's this chat program that they've made to be very convincing, and basically the way they start the like parts of the conversation on the Simply Nailogical podcast, they're saying like, so the first question is, are you sentient? And it's like, yes, I am. I would like to tell people about it. And then, you know, kind of leading questions and saying like, so what is your happiest memory? What is your saddest memory? Why do they make you feel that way? That kind of stuff, where it's like, people would feel this. And I think a lot of the reasoning that people have brought up is like, humans made this program, so what it's doing is looking through whatever they program to look it through and say like, this is what most people feel happy or sad about, and this is why they say they are happy or sad about it. Somebody in the comments actually brought up a really good point that I thought was valid, which is if you were actually to have a conversation with something that was fully artificially intelligent and had its own soul or whatever you want to call it, it would be probably creating some conversation topics itself, and it would like derail the conversation and say, hey, actually I want to talk about this instead. And they never do that. It's always just question answer. But
this happens in Westworld if anybody's wanting some quality content. Season 1 of Westworld kind of dives into that whole train of thought process in an AI and what happens when that train of thought goes off the rails.
Chugga chugga whoop whoop. So did they start with just like chatbot kind of stuff, or is this
well, I suppose by the
robots?
time Westworld is taking place, it's when we're introduced to it, it's at the peak of the chat box, like being sentient.
Oh, okay.
And then something called a reverie. I don't know. I guess these might be considered minor spoilers. But yeah, it's basically what you were talking about of when the robots start moving the conversation away from what they were programmed to do and going into uncharted territory.
Uncharted. That's a new show that's going to come out soon. Or movie?
Is it a show? Oh, okay, it's a movie. Wait,
James
is it
was
out
just
already?
watching. No, he was watching one of those like coming up on Netflix kind of things, and it said that it was next month.
Oh, right. So it was already in theaters and it's just streaming soon.
Oh,
Is that...
maybe. I have no idea. I don't know
I
anything
thought I heard
about
someone
theaters.
the other day talk about, did you watch the video game movie with the Spider-Man?
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Well, I thought it was funny that and the Resident Evil show, I want to hesitantly say, is coming out at like day after each other.
I think I was actually interested in watching that.
Well, it's coming, baby.
Is that Raccoon City?
Things I don't know.
Same.
Sorry.
Honestly. Like, grasping at Resident Evil terminology. Is it village? The I and the L's make an 8.
Mila Djokovic, right?
Djokovic?
What is her name? Mila.
Oh, well, now I just feel like I'm going to say
Wait,
it
is she
wrong.
totally not the actress in that? Golly, who's the main
No,
actress?
she is in the original like trilogy or whatever.
Okay, that's
she
as far
was.
as I know, honestly. I don't really know much
They've
about
made
it.
some other ones.
Except for in Dead by Daylight, Nemesis is one of the villains.
Right, yeah. I don't think I saw the Resident Evil movies with Mila. I would say Jovovich, but I don't know if that's right.
Jovovich?
I want to say No, I don't know.
So sorry for the extreme mispronunciation, I'm sure.
Whoops. Fifth Element is like my go-to
Oh,
Mila content.
absolutely. Big bada boom.
There was another movie that she's in, directed by the same guy that did The Fifth Element, that
Oh,
Ashley and I were going to check out, where she plays Joan of Arc.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
I think it's called Joan of Arc.
Amazing. Not Jonah of Arcadia.
Jonah of Arca.
Arca. Yeah, I don't know of much Mila content, honestly. I just associate her with the first movies. Movie, right? Movies. She's
The
in
Resident
several.
Evil ones? Yeah. I think she's in at least 3. I don't know how long they went, but I, again, didn't watch them.
All I remember is being in my living room as a young child, completely alone, playing one of the Resident Evil games, and the controller started rumbling, and I was freaking out, and I didn't know how to pause. It scared me.
The rumbling scared you?
Yeah, it was the sign of an enemy coming closer, and I didn't know from where.
Oh.
It was horrifying. I think it was Nemesis. Now I kind of want to... Wow, car. Get your timing belt checked. It's so squeaky.
Yikes.
Wow! Go to the mechanic, please.
They're on their way.
It's every day. It's just that. Every single day. Oof.
You know what it is, you
Yes.
mechanic.
Oh, yeah. We've definitely heard that on our car, and so we were like, what is that? It's the timing belt.
What's a timing belt?
There's a belt inside your car called the
And it
timing
controls
belt.
time?
Yes.
Is it for the clock on the dashboard?
Well, if you go to 88 miles per hour, then yes.
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah, the timing belt, I believe it's something about it wearing down. It starts squeaking if it's at a certain wear point, and you should definitely get it replaced when it is squeaking like that.
Yeah.
I remember specifically my parents bought a Cadillac for like an extreme discount from one of our family friends, and they were always kind of regretting it because it's like, oh, it's such a deal to get this like luxury vehicle for so cheap, and yet the maintenance on that guy, whoa. So we had a cousin who was actually a mechanic, and was I mean, we have the cousin still. He doesn't work as a mechanic now. Anyways, he replaced our timing belt in the Cadillac and said it was one of the most difficult things he'd done on any car because you basically have to take apart like everything to get to it. It was not like a quick in and out because the car was built a certain way. Like any other car, any other model would have been easy, but no. Anyways. Story time with timing belts. Yeah, we called it the caddy. Oh, the caddy. That thing was a brick going down any street. It was the car I learned to drive in, and one time my mom and I decided we're gonna go to Astoria, which the way to get there is through a mountain. And it was snowing on that mountain, and I was learning how to drive in a brick going up a snowy mountain where I could not see the lines of the road, and many angry people passed us, and Mom said, don't look at them. And when I did, they were flipping me off for going so slowly. Oh, that's how it goes sometimes.
Nina in the chat says, OMG, this looks amazing.
Oh, thank you, Nina. Yeah, this is the whole piece right now. We're just slowly working on some of the leaf stuff. Honestly, I'm not in love with how the leaves are going up here. I feel like it's a little too busy for that area, so I might go in there and simplify. And then, yeah, honestly, it's looking good. I really need to work on, like, the windows. Actually, yeah, let's switch to that. Let's switch to not just the windows, but the wings on this robin. I'm going to make them pretty simplistic. I don't want them to be, like, crazy feathery. I just want them to be kind of shapy. Know what I mean?
Shapely wings.
Yes, shapely wings. Not weird at all. Oh, Martha says we had a caddy in El Dorado. My son would hate how hard it was to fix. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's probably one of the hardest ones to learn how to fix something on, so I feel for your son. But hey, once you know it, then it's like I could fix a Cadillac. Maybe that's impressive. I don't know. Now all I want is the car that does the least damage to the environment and gets the most distance per power source. Electric, whatever. I mean, I was going to say electric, gas, I don't care, but I'm like, it's got to be electric at this point. Have you found with your car, yours a hybrid, right?
No,
Well, you use electric something?
no.
Don't you? Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to ask if it was like hard to find places to charge it, but for some reason I thought it was. Huh.
I was looking into getting one, but
Oh, that was the one you were looking for. Okay, gotcha.
did not end up happening because they were going out really fast.
Because they didn't have blue.
Yeah, I suppose so. There was a specific one I wanted. If I was going to invest that much money in a car, I wanted it to be the car that I wanted.
For sure.
And they don't have it, so just save up for when they're even better in the future, I guess.
Indeed, yeah. Well, and cars, I think, are one of those things that if it's not a necessity to get a new one, then, like, yeah, you're not harming yourself. You have a car that works.
Nina asks, why do all your layers say pixel layer? Is that new to Photoshop?
No, it's because I made them in Fresco, I believe. I think that's why it is. Every time I duplicated them or whatever, it was just it's programmed in Fresco to be either pixel or or whatever you call it. What's the opposite of pixel?
Vector.
Vector. Yeah. Thank you. So it's just either pixel or vector layer. Sorry if that's confusing, but yeah, if you haven't tried out Fresco, you should. It's real fun. Beep bop. Yeah, I think I like these just chunky kind of wings. There are so many different ways to do them, honestly. It's kind of intimidating sometimes when you look up like stylized illustrated wings. There are so many ways that other people have done them, and then of course there's just like whatever you can imagine. But I think that wings are one of those things that our brains pretty easily fill in the gaps. So if there's something even vaguely wing shaped, we get it. I remember one time I was drawing wings on one of the Patreon envelopes. And let's see if I can remember it. I think it was something like this. Like, there is a wing. Which is such a goofy thing. Like, what is that? Oh my gosh. What is he doing? But honestly, it looks like a little arm with a hand. Oh no. It was.
You know, a wing.
Yeah, a wing. Hey.
You're just winging it.
But honestly, it looked pretty elegant in the end. So, a little less bodybuilder holding up beefy arms. A little more elegant winged creature.
An eyebrow raised with each adjective.
Double eyebrow raise, baby. I got 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. Nina says, oh, thanks. Was just wondering. Thought after, Logic Fresco or something. Sorry, just realized Adobe moved here and this exists. I'm so excited.
Oh, wait, Adobe moved here as in Behance.net? What? Oh, it's a good place to be. I'm glad you found your way here. But yeah, we've been here for a while, streaming. So if you ever feel like you want to check out the backlog, we've got 5 million videos. How many years has it been now, Anthony? 7?
Oh,
10?
no. 2.
30? No, it was at the beginning of the pandemic, I think we started. So it was 2020, so it's been 2 years, at least. Which is crazy. Yeah, slightly offset feathery shapes. Sure. I'm gonna bring that all the way to the end. Okay, and then we got a tail going, don't you think?
Nina says, I've been off the grid.
Off the grid, eh? Living in the forest, eh? No internet, eh? What a way to live. Yeah, I think it's so funny because I very specifically remember when I learned about Behance, which I never remember basically anything in life, but also when you like first experience a website, probably not at the top of the memories. However, I distinctly recall in art school seeing one of my classmates on a site that I was like, what is that? And it was Behance.net. And then later Anthony was like, oh yeah, over on Behance. And I was like, what is that? Weird name that just came out of your mouth. And then you described it to me.
It was independent back then, but now Adobe owns it.
It was that long ago? Wow.
It's kind of a recent acquisition, isn't it?
I feel like it's been for... I mean, as long as I had the Adobe Creative Residency, it's been around.
Yeah. Was it like 2017 or something?
Oh, that is pretty recent. Huh.
I feel like that's somewhere around that time. I remember I was working at a studio and one of the photographers that I knew was on a Behance live segment, but that was... It was such a different format back then.
Yeah.
I feel like it was hosted by one guy, and then there was a guy behind the camera, and it was just like a little crew. But now it's just branched into different segments for different kind of categories and all this huge thing.
Well, Adobe is quite large, so they've done a lot with it.
Have you got any Adobe Live segments lined up?
Not at the moment. Unfortunately, I was out of town for the last one that I was offered, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. But I hope to do it again soon, because I very much enjoy it.
We're about half an hour until the end of the stream, and Alessandra said that she posted a picture on Paint Along on the Discord.
Let us check it out. On the Paint Along. Oh my goodness. Oh, these are cute. This is Rin. Just finished a sketchbook exercise on blending. Got a little messy, but I still enjoyed it. Adorable.
Totoro. Blending. What's the media? Is that colored pencil?
I think, right? Exercise.
That's so cool.
Yes.
I like all your swatches.
Cool.
It looks like wood. I love it.
It does. It really does. And then Alessandra says, working on this at the moment. What else should I add? Not sure if I'm done. Ooh.
A dolphin. A mermaid.
Anthony always comes
friend
in
for
with
the
like,
dolphin.
Here's a new
seahorse. Well, there's plenty of room for that dolphin to be looking at something. I feel like give it a feature to be looking at.
Or interacting with, I agree. Some little nose boop could be happening right now.
Oh, cute. Yes. And then more bubbles.
Well, there's also the
sparkles.
Seaweed coming out on the left, and I feel like it could be a possible, like, something's hiding behind there, like a mermaid. Could be. And then you just see a bit of it, and then the dolphin is the main character of the piece where they're like, huh, what's over there?
What's behind door number 1? Yeah, that's good. I like that.
This is
hiding
really
behind
cute.
the seaweed.
The seaweed.
The seaweed.
I really like the shiny eyes and the big yawn. The just the whole expression, it's very like friendly. But I
Yeah,
agree.
mermaid behind the seaweed. Or something behind the seaweed. It doesn't have to be mermaid if you want
Anything you
something
want.
else.
Make 2 of this image and then put different things in the blank space.
Yeah. Sketch it out lightly with a pencil and then you could always erase it.
I think another thing that makes it feel like it's wanting something is just that the bubbles kind of group around our dolphin friend. And so if you wanted to just have the dolphin be the focal point, then like filling with more bubbles or having that background become all blue or something like that would be. Actually, I just thought of something. If you wanted this to be something like a children's book illustration or story based in some way, then that blank space could be perfect opportunity for text. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, you could write a little poem there or something.
The dolphin that swam too much.
He swam too much?
And Martha's posting about Babette. Babette in class. The other is above in color. Babette and the woodland creatures. Oh, this is amazing. Martha's been working on a story that is ballerina dogs and deer. It is basically the best thing. I love it. Oh my gosh. So yeah, the colored version up here, if you haven't seen, I mean, come on. It's amazing. The bow over here is ridiculous. I love it. Just like
So gracious.
oh.
All those god rays coming through.
Exactly. Oh,
And the silhouettes in the foreground.
and the little delicate.
And a raccoon.
And a raccoon.
I
Exactly.
love a raccoon. Clap.
Martha, you're just on a roll. Babette is my fave.
Martha asks, palette's a little dark for a children's book?
Oh no. I think children's books palettes can literally be anything. I know that a lot of them tend toward more saturated and colorful and all that, but that is not necessarily needed or necessary. It is just one of the many trends. And sometimes you can see trends as like, oh, this is what's expected, but another way to see it is it's overwhelmed with that amount. And so if you are the niche, you might stick out. So I'd say whatever serves your story in terms of color palette is what you should use. And I really enjoy the colors and tones that you're getting because it's got like that dark theater feel, especially for that one colored piece that I'm talking about. It's got like the dark of the theater, and then the god rays come in as in a spotlight for our characters.
Nina's asking, wait, what are we doing? How can we do this? Share art? There's a link to the Discord. I just posted it in the chat, and there's also one in the description of the video. And then there's a channel within Discord once you've joined and
Agreed
gone to the rules thing. You press the little peep button, and then you could go to paint along and then add what you're painting along during the stream.
Yeah,
or if you
also
have other... Yeah.
Yeah. There's also current work where you can post whatever you're working on. It doesn't really matter. All we were trying to do is make it organized for you guys. So if you want to post something, feel free to. I am happy to look at it. And yeah, I love seeing your guys' work. Thank you so much for posting and telling me about it.
Mm-hmm. And then Martha says about the color palette, good theater lighting looks best dark.
Definitely. I agree. Beep, beep, beep. Little back leg action. The legs are very weird to me, but I'm hoping to kind of get away with it. As long as it doesn't call too much attention, I'm happy. Ain't that just the way? Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, 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 beep. Gonna keep that shadow line going from the roof. I'm questioning whether I should make the shadow line like carry the zoop zoop of the roof or if that's not important. I don't know. I'm not sure. Do you have an opinion, Anthony?
Zoop zoop.
You like the Joop Joop?
I sure do.
Doop Doop? Fine, then I give you Joop Joop.
Alessandra says, "Yo, I don't know if this dolphin's getting a friend because I am tired." Hello, probably gonna pass out after the stream is over. Pass out during the stream. We'll sing you a lullaby.
Alessandra,
Under the sea.
sleep well, you dear.
Is that Hocus Pocus?
No. Hocus Pocus isn't a song that I know of.
I think they only sing one song in Hocus Pocus.
Come, little children, I'll take thee away. Something enchanted. Yeah? Something
Yeah.
like that?
Something like that.
I think what I was singing was the Diddley song where it's like lavender blue, diddly diddly, lavender green,
Diddly diddly?
diddly diddly. Yeah.
What is that?
A song that Erin sang in choir when she was like, I don't know, a kid. This is all I know. So sorry.
You know diddly diddly squat by the sounds of it.
Oh! Diddly dis! Silly boy.
Oh no, you diddly didn't.
Oh! Yes, I diddly did. Do we have a sketch of something? Yeah, I made a, whatever you call it, stained glass design there. I'll kind of stick to it. We'll see what happens. Do you have any requests for stained glass? By the way, if we have like a little
Not
stained
at this
glass dome.
scale. No.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like it can't be crazy complex.
Maybe just cute little flower. Symmetrical thingy.
That works. I'm trying to find like the right tones.
Dark Hour says, "Okay, but what? Who was that little friend sitting on the leaf?"
What?
No, it's honestly the best part. She got rid of it.
Hey. There's still
It was grabbing too much focus.
opportunita. No, I was gonna add bugs. at the end.
Opportunities. Little buggies.
Well, the thing is, okay, so this place on the left-hand side looks like the perfect opportunity for a bug friend. However, it's perfectly in the eye line of our robin, which makes me feel like I don't want it to be like a hunting thing.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Do you think the dolphin would be hunting the mermaid if it was looking at
Oh
behind the sea?
my goodness.
Tasty.
So I was thinking maybe some multiple opportunities for bug friends, possibly here, possibly something here. Maybe we have a lot of bugs. We just have like friends of bugs and bugs of friends. Like a bumblebee sitting in this little flower, just like having a nap.
Aw, cute.
Right? I know!
Nina says, "I just have to say I love your colors on your dandelion fluzzies."
Oh, thank
No, your
you.
song of Hocus Pocus was dead on.
Ah, yay! Recreate.
Iravich. The sequel to that movie comes out this year, I think. Hocus Pocus 2.
So you've said.
So I say, so
With
I
the
say, so I
original
say.
Cast, which is amazing.
Well, most of them. Not the kids, but the witches
Entire original cast.
and the zombie guy.
I mean, Bill is all I'm there for. And what was it?
Book.
Book. Yeah, I think Binks would be a good addition, but I don't think they need necessarily the same actor to come back. I mean, I love Binks. So
Spoilers, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Might not come back for the second movie.
No, come back.
That would be sad if he came back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Make me sad. I just feel like he was such an integral part, you know?
Yeah, formative part of everyone's childhood.
Yeah, very.
No matter how old you are.
Formative part of your childhood, no matter what child you hood. What?
I don't like that.
You get what I mean.
I guess.
Do you like your friend? Do you like your friend?
He's pretty cute, but no. That's not the friend I want. I want the weird ball grasshopper creature thing. I don't want a real bug.
Too bad.
I want whatever that monstrosity was.
I want my monstrosity back. Monstrosity. We should find some kind of like caterpillar creature because I don't know what they look like. But also, what was I thinking? Oh, we saw on our walk with Aunt Sue and Uncle John a special butterfly. It was a tiger swallowtail.
What? You just knew that?
No,
Too much Animal
kind of.
Crossing.
Yeah. Literally, Anthony, literally. So I got the tiger part right because of Animal Crossing, and then I looked it up and found the swallowtail part because that was the part that was like, oh, that's not just a yellow monarch. It had the little tail part at the end of its wings, and it's beautiful. I have
Like
to
a
say.
fancy tuxedo.
Very
What?
fancy tuxedo.
Right?
That's exactly what I
those?
was thinking.
The flippy flappies at the back.
Penguins. What are they called?
Penguins?
You know.
I don't know if that's right, but you're getting closer.
You know what I'm saying.
I do, but I also don't. Like,
But
I know there's a term for it, and I know that's close, but I also know that's not it. Maybe. Do I know that it's not it? Is that right?
Penguins? Oh, they call them
Penguins?
penguin suits.
Penguin suits.
But that's just a nickname for tuxes. The flip flaps are called coattails.
Tails? Coattails. Yeah, that's right. That sounds right.
Riding on them coattails. Annika's
Coattails.
popping in with penguins?
Popping in with penguins. Ashley, Sammy, and I just watched the first Batman movie from
Ooh.
Tim Burton with the... Or is that the second one? No, that's... Yeah, that's the
With
second one.
penguin? I think so.
Yeah. The first one's Joker with Jack Nicholson.
Oh,
And then the
that's
second
one I
one's The
watched.
Penguin with Danny DeVito
And
Catwoman.
with closest
Michelle
thing to Michelle
Pfeiffer?
Pfeiffer that you ever seen.
Well, your tune was a bit off there.
If you guys have ever heard the song Riptide. Oh my gosh. I don't know, there's an annoyance factor to that line because I'm like, the line is, I swear she's destined for the screen, closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that you ever seen. And I'm like, what's the closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer? Michelle Pfeiffer. She's
no
an
other.
actress. What? Ain't no other.
Hello there.
Ain't no other man.
I loved the whole sequence with her becoming Catwoman. Oh, it was so good.
It scared me so bad as a kid. Her and Penguin were frightening.
Oh, when's the last time you saw it?
As a child.
It's not scary.
I
not.
had nightmares about the mummy.
Oh, so did I. I think I threw up afterwards.
Out of excitement for the Egyptology of it all.
It was like a waking nightmare. I don't know if you ever had one of those, but like I was up and still dreaming and seeing things,
Oh my
walking down the
gosh.
hallway, and Imhotep was like a huge part of it, like the mummy.
Yeah.
And then by the time I got downstairs, I just hurled.
I'm
It
so
was
sorry,
bad.
Anthony.
I don't know. Well, okay, I'll just stop. I mean,
Oh, gross. Nasty things.
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to little kid Anthony. It's
It's
never fun
bad.
to hork it, you know?
Yeah. You remember Nelia's van Ordersvang from
Yes,
Bleach X?
obviously,
Bleach?
always, yes.
Do you remember her power?
Saliva had healing powers.
That was one of them, but she also had this power to like swallow somebody else's power and then double it back.
I don't remember this, but sure.
Oh,
I
okay.
agree.
Well, that's what it was like.
What? I don't understand, but I don't want to. So where am I in this?
Just where I want you to be.
My pretty. Oh, golly, Anthony.
The
Sometimes.
cusp of knowledge.
That's how I like my knowledge. Cuspy.
Cuspy.
It's like I almost know a thing. Almost.
Coattails.
Exactly.
You're so
Penguins?
close. Yeah.
As Annika once famously said, penguins? Sometimes it's hard to remember words for things, so you just kind of blurt whatever comes to mind.
Dark Hour says, that line kind of disses them both? Question mark. The closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that I've ever seen?
Yeah.
What
like,
line?
I don't know. It's weird.
Why? Why is that a diss?
Well, if you're Michelle Pfeiffer, how do you feel about that?
Pretty great.
You think?
I think so. I don't know how she is politically or whatever, but she was great in that movie, which is the last frame of reference I have Michelle Pfeiffer as, so...
Yeah, she's very into cats. She's kind of a woman. That's all I know about her.
Cat woman.
Get the woman. I would like more kits, please. Oh, we watched Multiverse of Madness last night. I will not say anything about it, but I just remembered that we watched it. So there you go.
Wow, great.
Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I'd say more about it, but I know how Anna gets about saying things. So
It's true.
Alessandra
Talking
says,
is my least favorite thing.
OMG, y'all, speaking of dreams, have you ever dreamt about something, woke up and went back to the same dream and continued it? Wow, I don't know if I have. Maybe.
You don't know?
My dreams, I don't know if I remember them as much as I have in the past, so. That glitch is really glitching.
Oh, sorry.
Just put the navigator over it. Hide.
You'll never see me again. Sorry for the glitching, friends. Now I'm just watching it over on Behance bouncing over. What were we talking about? Something?
Anthony Jackson says, that movie made me realize why I love pizza so much. And Alessandra says about the dream continuation that happened to me last night. And Dark Hours also says, yes, that has also happened to Dark Hours. Continuing a dream after you wake up and go back to sleep.
Yes, I have absolutely continued a dream. And sometimes I wake up and then I'm like, I want to continue that dream. So I try so hard to get back into that, like, I'm just relaxed and my brain is exactly where it was before. Sometimes it works and sometimes it frustratingly does not. I remember very specifically once I was in a dream where I could jump very, 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 very high and then land safely and softly. And I was having a ball with it. And that was the most frustrating one to not get to go back to. If only, if only.
If only, if only. I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning.
5 a.m., boy? Why?
Just did. I would have loved to continue my dreams, but
darn it.
Wasn't happening.
You're getting the old man syndrome. This is exactly what my dad does now. Just like, crack of dawn, I'm up. No questions about it.
I mean, maybe it is because of the amount of light coming in or something. I tried putting a pillow over my head, but I'm still warm. I don't know. I don't like it. I need a beautiful sleeping mask.
I feel like very strongly that we have not figured out how sleep should work for humans. Like, somebody designed a bed and was just like, I did it. It's done. Thing to sleep on. And I'm like, there's gotta be something that's better for us. There's gotta be something that would...
Sleep deprivation tank.
Yeah.
Not sleep deprivation tank. That's not what you want. But...
Well, it makes sense to not to get there like that.
Right.
Oh my gosh. But I totally agree. There should be something that's better designed. Like, hey, how about instead of a bedroom, we have a sleep room and it's just designed to be the best sleep that we can possibly make it. Like bathrooms? Completely dedicated
Sleep
to the
in those
purposes
all the time.
we need.
Oh, right.
Okay, Dark Hours is making a good point. Saying, okay, hear this out. Our sleep schedule is capitalistic.
I mean, what isn't it?
We are the cattle in the system. Taking a nap is sticking it to the man. I agree.
Take that.
But I also want just the design of things based around our sleep to be better. James has posited making a thing that we sleep over that's like it holds the front of our body in a way that it works better to have pressures relieved in certain ways, and it would be kind of like how he described it was like a motorcycle almost that you would be like over. Can you imagine?
I guess that would work with some people. I don't sleep on my belly.
It's just the idea of having something that's not just here's a mattress, it's flat.
Right. Like a gelatinous cube. You just are in it and feel weightless, so it doesn't matter which way you sleep, and you're supported from literally every single possible angle.
We need back to tanks where we heal every single night.
I mean, I think it all goes back to that, like, deprivation tank, where you're just weightless. You're just weightless in that tank. And it gives you the benefits of being splashed with water and rejuvenating you.
Exactly. Keeps your skin baby soft, right?
No, it's dunking the flowers in the water.
What?
What do you mean, what?
I love how aggressive you are just all the time. Oh my gosh. What do you mean, what? Idiot.
You were the one telling me about the flowers being dunked in water. Like an hour ago.
Sorry, my brain is not on your wavelength.
Do you remember now?
Yeah. Okay, so Anthony and I were talking about... I'm so sad. Okay, so Anthony and I were talking about hydrangeas. Hydrangeas? How do you say them? Probably not the way I say them.
Yeah.
Hydrangea, yeah. And I saw a TikTok where if they are starting to wilt, cut hydrangeas, then you put the flowers themselves in water, and then they look really, really bad. But then a half hour later, they pop back up to full sprightliness. Now, this is just a TikTok. I have not tested this myself. But that's
what did you do with the flowers?
I gave them to Mom.
Oh, yeah, that's what you said.
Oh,
my
now you're the one
different
forgetting.
wavelength. I can't remember.
You only said that to make me feel better, pumpkin head.
I didn't.
Breath mint? What?
I didn't.
Oh. Instead of breath mint? Why not? Why didn't you breath mint? I don't understand.
I made some soup. No, a stew. No, a casserole. It's watery. But it's thick. And the recipe title, it says casserole.
I have no idea what you're talking about at all. It's okay.
I was trying to make a correlation to breath mint and why I wouldn't want one, because I recently, while we were starting the stream, had just... Yeah. Yeah. You got it. End of sentence.
It's a big dill.
Really? Yeah. Oh. It was such a big bunch of dill. I washed some and put some in the freezer.
Put some in the freezer.
Which I don't know about fresh herbs. Is that...
Oh, somebody tell us. Tell me why.
Can you do that? I feel like I haven't really seen fresh herbs put in a freezer and then taken out and thawed out. Is that a thing? It's gonna be, because I don't use dill that often, and this dill was starting to go bad, so I picked out all the good pieces, and now it's in the freezer.
I'm sure there's a way to freeze it. I don't know the proper way, because I am not...
I put it in a bag and put it in the freezer. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
5 minutes until the end of the stream. Oh wow, who's excited?
You could go anytime, you know. I'm not imprisoning you here, as much as you'd like to believe it.
I believe it.
You can go. It's fine. I'll finish it out on my own.
What?
Yeah, that's how it can go, baby. Just that quick.
Now you're kicking me out.
Bye.
You have the power. I mean, nobody's making you make me stay here.
Okay, I'm gonna go now.
That's okay. I'll finish it out on my own.
Taco says, OMG, dill is the best. Yeah, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Snap frozen stuff.
Snap frozen. Honestly, yeah. In one of the cookbooks that I was reading, it said that frozen food is sometimes better than fresh produce because it's snap frozen at the time of harvesting, which means it's at peak freshness after you de-thaw it.
Sweet.
Thaw it. Whereas other produce that's like fresh has to go through the shipping process and it's out and people are like touching it, and frozen stuff is generally like a better way to go.
Nice. So
I just don't have a very big
thing.
frozen. I don't have a big freezer.
Yeah.
That's the thing. This was fresh going off. I rinsed it and then I put it in the freezer. So I don't know if that's the same as snap frozen.
I think it's the next best thing, if not.
Next best, I agree. But then I was also thinking it's a bunch of wet dill going in the freezer that I want to take out and probably not use all of at the same time, which is going to be hard to get out of that bunch if it's frozen together.
That'll be fun for you.
At that point, I was like, I'll just cut some off with a knife.
Sure. I guess. Just chunk it. That's what I do with my feta. We have a giant block of feta frozen, and I just chunk it. And it works.
Nina says freezing fresh herbs is great for stews and stuff, not like fresh salad. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, just plop it in the stew.
Make it a stew.
Which is what I basically made, although it said it was a casserole. But it's just wet. I'm going to make some quinoa, I think, and add it to it. Soak up the watery bits.
That is a very good idea.
Adam's in the chat saying, evening, you keep all the nutrients. Oh, wait. That was dark hours. Their symbols look the same to me.
Oh, gotcha.
Illustration is looking good, says Adam.
Thank you.
And Dark Hour says, Nina agrees with me. Yes. Anthony Jackson says, I have a meeting up for a project. I'll see you all on the flip side. See you later.
Have some
Dark
dill.
Hour says, I did that with strawberries. I haven't dared to check on them yet. I think strawberries is a safer bet than dill.
Strawberries are amazing. You should eat all of them.
Like, I've seen frozen strawberries, but I've never seen frozen dill.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nina says, okay, finally got Discord. Yay, how do I find you? There's a link in the description of this video, and I'll also post it in the chat again. And if you click it,
great job, Nina.
Take you to the Discord.
Click it.
And then you'll have to go to the rules channel after you go to the welcome. I don't know if you enter in the welcome thingy. I think you do. Yeah. And then go to rules and click on the little bird at the very bottom.
Just to agree to be a nice person who doesn't harass others. And
yeah, I suppose read the rules.
Yes.
There's some bolded ones with little explanations under it. So do those things and you'll be good to go.
Forever grateful to our mods who put those together. They're amazing.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Rin and Joe and Kendall and Jake and me and Anna. But
whole thing.
Yeah, it takes a village. Resident Evil. Mila.
Vanilla? What?
Mila Jovovich.
Mila always comes back. Oh, I love it.
Darko says strawberries are actually super jacked up in price right now here in Australia.
Aw,
are they? I don't know. I don't even know what they are here. Have they been jacked up everywhere? Probably. Dark Hours goes on to say, just when I found the perfect supplier.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It's 5 o'clock. Where are you at?
I got my strawberry supplier. I am coloring in the shadow bits of our stained glass window and having a ball. I mean, cute. Look at that stained glass. Come on. Anthony, tell me it's good stained glass.
That's some cute stained glass. Holy moly.
I love your enthusiasm.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah. That's what I call it. I don't know about you, but me. Yeah.
Is this a thing? Copy. Here, I'll try to... Nina, this link is for you, because the other one, I guess, isn't working. So try this one.
For the
For the Discord, yeah, I don't know. It was taking Nina to a download page, and when I was opening it, it was also taking me to a download page.
Is that the link that we have in the chat? Or, description?
Wait. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. When I copied it, it copied funny.
Like, haha funny?
It was not funny. Let me see if this is different. Okay, yeah, it copied funny, but both of the links that I currently posted in the chat should work, and the one in the description also works. It just, when I copied and pasted it, it added a bunch of crap.
Crap. Okay. Well, as long as Nina can get in there.
Nina, you good?
Nina, did you want us to look at your artwork? Our mouse friend is a little bit being cut.
What?
It's just the window was hitting it at the wrong spot. Now we're getting there.
That goes past my technical expertise.
What?
I don't know how to help you, Nina. All I have are links.
We will get you in eventually, Nina.
I'll hand it over to Anna. She's committed. I tried 3 times and I'm done.
And I'm done. Oh, Dark Hours comes in saying, "Joe to the rescue!" Not only first contact, but best contact.
Yeah, best contact. I tried. I just can't. So sorry.
Anthony, never apologize. I understand.
Oh. Take that, Nina.
Oh, okay. Well,
is there a middle ground I could land in?
Yeah, definitely could be. But
good luck, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Nina's in.
Nina's in. Amazing. That's honestly, the entire stream has been worth it now. Nina's in.
On my phone, not my iPad.
Oh no.
Is that what it was? iPad stuff?
It's always the iPad.
When's the last time you were drawing on your iPad, Anna?
Yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. I really enjoy drawing on the iPad.
Did you have to screw your nib on?
What did you just say to me?
You heard. You heard what I said.
What did you just say on the stream? My God.
Well, did you? Did you? Did you?
Yeah. Like for the pen?
Yeah.
Soul?
What else would I be talking about, Anna?
I don't even know. No, I don't think I actually had to yesterday. Now that I think back on it, actually, I think it was quite tight already.
A tight nib.
It's a tight nib. But yeah, it was working fine, and I had a pleasant time, and it was smooth, and I loved it. So, is that everything?
What'd you draw? I guess there was one more thing.
I think I was working on this, wasn't I?
Yesterday?
No, probably not yesterday. But like
on the iPad,
recently.
It's in Photoshop now. Do you take it back to Fresco sometimes?
All the time. Yeah. This is a cloud file, so when I save it, it saves to the iPad just the same. So it takes like maybe 30 seconds for it to update on either one. So if I work on the iPad, I save it and it's connected to the internet, then it saves on my computer as well. And then vice versa. Well, if Photoshop is open, I suppose.
Does it do funky layer naming stuff?
Well, it says pixel layers on here, but I don't care about my layer names at all.
Does it say pixel layer even when you make a new layer in Photoshop?
No.
When you take it back into Fresco, does
Layer
it
12.
change those to pixel layer?
I don't think there are layer names in Fresco. It just denotes what type of layer it is. So you see the pixel layers, they're all called pixel layer instead of pixel layer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like Photoshop does. So names aren't a thing in there.
So when you take it back into Fresco, since names aren't a thing, and you've got layer I don't know. I can't really see what the layers are, but some of your layers say layer. Does it change them to pixel layer when you take it back into Photoshop? Zoo, zoo, zoo! Keep up! Menace in the Discord.
Do you want me to try it? Because I
No, it's fine.
don't
I don't
even
really
know
care,
if I'm
I
following
guess.
anymore.
I'm just curious more than
I'm
anything.
just curious. It sounded painful.
It's just my natural speaking voice.
I'm so glad.
Oh, Tyler Gibson posted a link on Discord of Studson Studio miniature
Yes!
stable from Zelda Breath of the Wild from scratch.
From scratch, eh? Tell me more about this from scratch. Studson Studios is an amazing YouTube channel, and the most recent video I saw was... I'm losing it. What was the most recent one he just did?
I don't know. Was it Horizon Forbidden West Elephant
no, it was
or
after
something?
that. It was more recent.
Madrigal House?
Yeah, the Madrigals! From
Thanks,
the
Dark
family
Hours.
Madrigal.
That's awesome. What?
Fantastical and magical and...
I don't think I am, like, dinged on YouTube or whatever you say. What's the lingo? Studson Studio.
Ding,
Ring
ding.
that bell. Ding,
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 ding.
ding.
Ding, ding.
Paul. What does that do? Notifies me something?
Yeah, just make sure that you see it. In
Casita!
Casita!
Oh, wait, what? Okay, so the biggest kit bash I've ever made was the Tremor Tusk. I could read words.
Continue.
So after that one was the Tiny Haunted Toilet
Oh,
from
yeah,
Legend
yeah.
of Zelda. And then it's the Casita
Casita was the last one I saw.
was the last one. And then the one that Tyler posted. I don't know when it was from, but he posted it on the Discord, so maybe he just liked it.
Nice. They are all quite enjoyable. Would recommend.
This was September of 2020.
Nice.
Cool. I definitely want to watch the Casita one.
It's adorable. You will enjoy. All right. I think that for today we're going to call it. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a lot of new additions, actually. There are several bugs on this layer now that weren't there before. We've got a lot more of the foliage figured out, although honestly, I kind of want to fudge some of this back up just to simplify this area a little bit up here. But for the most part, I feel like we did stick to our goal of zooming out and making sure to keep a big view of what's going on rather than getting too lost in the weeds. So, yeah. I think that's about it for now, friends. I might even get rid of this one. Is that crazy? To just get rid of all of them, but I feel like it reads better.
Reads?
Yeah, I like to read books. Deal with it.
No, the other kind.
What kind of books do you read?
Reads. Oh, well, currently I'm reading this one just to finish it off. Can you see it?
Finish it! What is it?
I don't know if you can see the title or not.
It's called... It's backwards.
Dang it. The Fundamentals of Illustration.
The Fundamentals of Illustration. It's a very fun cover design. I enjoy that.
I think Lee recommended it when we were at AI.
Nice.
It's kind of outdated, honestly.
Oh. Nice.
We're talking about the internet and how it's changing things.
It has
Which is
changed things, okay?
Kind of
Accurate.
surprising to me because it was first published in 2005. So I don't know if we were really the intended audience or if it was illustrators that were working in the 90s, and now this book in 2005 is kind of telling you and catching you up on, like, oh yeah, if you're not on the internet, check it out.
Interesting.
10 years from now it's going to feel archaic, but it still has some generally good tips.
Definitely, if it's
But-
not just all that.
Check out this
We
cool
all have.
bookmark that I have.
What is it? Oh my gosh, your favorite one.
I'm doing it.
It's
It's
so
in all my books.
overexposed.
Is it? Oh, dang. I have to
It's
angle it.
yeah, that's the best way to view my artwork.
At an angle.
Shoop.
Shoop.
It's a little printable that was on my Patreon,
Bunting.
and if you join
I've
my
got another
Patreon, you get
one.
access to the old printables. Yeah.
Look at this cute little frog
Oh
one.
my gosh, it's a frog one. It was on a lily pad.
I finished another book earlier and took it out of there. And I also found this in there. I guess the last time I read it was back when these were a thing.
What is that? A ticket for TriMet, a physical paper ticket. Wow.
Where they
What's the date
punched
on
it with
that?
holes and stuff.
Dang.
I don't think they have days.
Yeah, don't they?
Day code EX.
Sweet.
Whatever the heck was going on then.
I don't know, but I like it.
And it expired at 10:30. You could tell because they tore it at a diagonal. And that's
Oh
the thing.
man, those were the
This
days.
feels like a relic.
It is.
I want to eat it.
Okay, don't, but
Consume its nostalgia.
I guess that's a thing. You weird. I want to eat it. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. This is where we're going to leave the illustration today. And we're probably, I don't know, maybe we'll work on it one more time if that comes around. Sometimes Thursdays sneak up on me, which is our next stream day. So Thursday, 3 to 5, we will be here. So be queer.
Always.
Deal with it. Gay question mark? Gay exclamation point. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Remember to get vaccinated, get boosted, wear a mask, be kind to yourself and to others, and remember that you are loved. Anthony, is there anything you'd like to say before we leave?
If it's nice out, try to get some fresh air and go for a walk, because I know that's what I'm going to do. It's a little cloudy out, but it's still warm, and I haven't been outside thoroughly enough today.
Absolutely. I think we should go get some vitamin D. But until
Yeah.
next time, bye!
Bye!
Yeah. Welcome to the after party. It's where we make up songs together, and it's gonna be good weather, and it's also where Anthony takes it now.
Wow. Oh, we're singing a song and we're getting along. We're going outside and having such a good time. That's all I got. This reminds me of an episode of Broad City where they go out and they've got those buckets and they're like making music and they've got like a fishbowl set up with money, and then somebody comes along and like is getting into it and they're dancing, and then they like put down their hat and start breakdancing about like 10 feet away from them, and everybody comes up and starts giving the breakdancer a bunch of tips, and they're like,
whoa,
what? Come on. And then they stop and they're like, okay, well, if you're not going to tip us, we're just going to go. And everyone starts booing them. They're like, don't boo us. Oh, it was so good. I love it so much.
Income disparity in the creative world. Oh no.
The breakdancer just took over.
Oh gosh. Well, apparently we just beat a bop of the century according to Dark Hours. So woohoo!
Oh yay!
Well, make sure to make a remix of that and tag us. Have a great night, you guys.
See you on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.